There we go. Hey, everyone. And we are live on our Weather Extra here on this Friday. And it was stormy Friday, it was. Definitely saw some storms pop up earlier on today. And if anyone has any storm observations that they would like to share from all the crazy storms that we had earlier on, definitely write that in the comments. Here on Facebook, we are live on YouTube as well. And let's get you set up and ready for the weekend. Still seeing some storms out there right now. So as we do take a look at the radar, this is what we're looking at right now. Much more calm than what we were seeing yesterday. However, not out of the woods quite yet. So what we can see right here, let's just start off top to bottom. Let's take a look at Gainesville first. Still seeing a couple of very scattered showers, a stray thunderstorm up in Alachua. And to get a better look at this, I'm going to switch over to the Jacksonville radar. So some heavy rain making their way up the I-75 corridor up towards Alachua. Gainesville seeing a couple of other showers and then making our way down into Marion County. Looks like Salt Springs and moving over into Putnam County, seeing the worst of the rain there. But even still, this is nowhere near as bad as what we were seeing earlier on today. And hey, Robin from Tri-Cities, old stomping grounds. Yeah, crazy enough. My last day was a year ago in the Tri-Cities, which was a little bit of a bittersweet moment today. But overall, again, back to the radar. Pearson seeing some rain, DeLand seeing some of that heavier rain, as well as Deltona. Port Orange and New Smyrna Beach going to be seeing more of that heavy rain as this entire line continues to move up into the northeast. So Ormond Beach, Daytona Beach, Port Orange going to be seeing that heavier rain in a little bit. So as we track that very quickly. Yeah, this line right here. All these storms going to be making their way over to the Space Coast and the East Coast. So what we can see right here, most of these going to slowly start to fizzle out, but still a good amount of rain going to be passing through the Daytona area very soon. This is moving 59 miles per hour. Yeah, that's a no. Sometimes our system does get a little bit wonky, but this system overall was moving at about 15-20 miles per hour at that last check. But luckily, no more severe warnings associated with this line. I don't think we're going to be seeing anything back here either, but it is something to watch as we head through the rest of the evening. Hi, Michael from Daytona Beach. Let us know if you're seeing any rain right now, but if you aren't, it is going to be moving in a little bit. You're probably seeing that light rain if you're down by the Daytona Beach shores, but you're going to be seeing that heavier rain really starting to move in probably within the next 5-10 minutes for sure. We can see areas across Claremont as well, continuing to see some of those heavier showers moving in back down towards Lake Buena Vista. So fingers crossed, all of this rain should be out of here by the time the fireworks get underway, coming up at about 9 o'clock. But Claremont, still seeing some rain. You're going to be seeing that rain for a little bit longer as well, as we continue to see these storms over by Dade City impact you, but nowhere near as bad as what we were seeing earlier on today. Just some more rain continuing through the rest of the evening. Bringing it over to the Space Coast, overall Orlando not seeing anything at the moment, getting a little bit of a break. But again, probably downtown Orlando going to be seeing those storms that are right now in Claremont as they continue to move eastward. Areas across Bithlo still seeing those showers as well. Titusville down to Cocoa Beach still seeing showers. But again, nowhere near as bad as the rain as what we were seeing earlier on today. So things have very much lightened up, and we can see that with the lightning count as well. Only seeing some lightning just to the south, but across our area, we're less than 50. So we're looking good for the rest of the evening. Maybe a thunderstorm or two still lingering, but I don't see anything crazy now that the atmosphere is completely turned over for the rest of the night. A little bit of thunder down by Port St. Lucie, but nothing too crazy because, again, I think the atmosphere is now overturned, that we're not really going to be seeing anything become strong or severe through the rest of the overnight tonight. So good news right there. However, still seeing some rain. And hi, Carrie. And you moved from New Hampshire. Welcome to Florida. Yeah, thunder can definitely be scary at some points. It was definitely a learning curve for me because I'm originally from Massachusetts. Michael, you said that you were seeing light rain in Daytona. Yeah, seeing that light rain and some heavier rain is going to be making its way towards you probably within the next 15-20 minutes or so. So heads up with that. But overall, we saw some heavy storms today. And one thing that I do want to look at, just because I'm curious, over the past 12 hours, these were the rain totals. And some of them pretty hefty because we did see some of those severe thunderstorms really dropping that rain. Some areas got like 7 inches of rain per hour. Like, it was crazy amount of what we were seeing with that just torrential rain continuing to fall. So I do want to take a look of what the radar estimates were. Just in south of Orlando, right by Oak Ridge. Let's start there. Almost 4 inches. Claremont, you got caught in a severe thunderstorm as well. It looks like just under 3 inches. Areas across Eustis, the Villages out by Tavares as well, was also caught in a severe thunderstorm. So let's back out just a little bit. Areas across Eustis, looks like they got a good amount of rain. Yeah, over 2 inches of rain in Eustis after that severe thunderstorm. Also saw some very heavy rain in northeastern Lake County. Looking at about 3 inches of rain possibly there. Still racking up those totals in Ormond Beach and Daytona. By the airport, there was a lot of delays, but there wasn't a ground stop today. We saw that lightning infrequent enough that we didn't see that rain. So I guess good news right there. Hopefully just a little bit of delays if you did see or have anyone that was traveling. There was a couple of scattered showers earlier on in the day. Those started to pop up at about 11 a.m. Excuse me. Days are all messed up this week. But right now, looks like about 3 inches were picked up in Cape Canaveral from those showers that were earlier on today. So overall, continuing to watch there. And there was also a severe thunderstorm warning in northwestern Osceola County. Looks like they got picked up between 2 and 4 inches of rain. Yeah, that's crazy totals. And again, we did see a good amount of lightning. Not as crazy as what we normally see with those sea breeze storms. However, these storms did pack a punch, especially when it came to the wind. We did see a little bit of hail. We got hail reports from areas across Oviedo with pea-sized hail earlier on. And we did see also some hail possible in areas across Lake County, as well as Marion County, I'm pretty sure. And definitely areas across Oviedo did see some hail earlier on today. That was reported. Lots of wind. We got a 55 or 60 mile per hour gust from the Sanford airport. So these winds were gusting for sure. And we're going to continue to see some of that heavy rain as we head through the day tomorrow. Noah Bergeron tuning in to the stream tonight. What time will it rain tomorrow in Universal? Good segue, Noah, because I was just about to transfer to talk about the weekend. And let's just start it off. Let's just hop right into it. So what we're going to be seeing for your Saturday, it's going to be warm, it's going to be muggy, but we're also going to be seeing more of that pattern of those daily afternoon thunderstorms as we take a look at your theme park forecast, especially if you're going to the theme parks, hanging out in downtown Orlando, from the hours of about 3 to, I would say, even about 7 or 8 o'clock. You'll definitely need to watch out for those. Carrie was writing in that Claremont was crazy. Yes, Claremont definitely did see a lot of rain and a lot of lightning. But we're going to be seeing another round of rain tomorrow. Luckily, though, we are not in a severe chance. Today we were in a marginal risk, so that level 1 out of 5 of seeing severe weather. Tomorrow, not a risk quite yet. However, we could still see some thunderstorms get on the stronger side. So just make sure you do have that Fox Local app downloaded so you can stay up to date on all the weather information. But Noah, to answer your question, this is what Universal is looking like for tomorrow. So let's actually time out those storms. They are going to be expected, and of course really falling into more of that rainy season now that we're getting a little bit more into the summer season. So let's really time out when we could see those showers tomorrow. And so the rest of the night, things are not looking too bad. We're going to continue to see some showers, but nothing crazy. So we're pretty much out of the woods for a severe risk. That's the good news right there. So tomorrow is another day, though. Partly cloudy skies through the morning. And then once we head through the afternoon, probably at about 2, 3 o'clock, we could see some of those storms pop up. So this is 2 p.m. tomorrow. Seeing that western sea breeze definitely in control there. So what we're going to be seeing through tomorrow is the storm starting to pop up along the western sea breeze, and things are going to be moving from west to east. So we can see areas across Ocala, along the I-75 corridor, up to Gainesville, down to Tampa, seeing those storms first. So that's probably going to be the earliest, probably between 2 and 4 p.m. is probably your sweet spot there if you live from Gainesville down to Tampa. These storms going to continue to make their way eastward. So areas across Orlando, probably from 4 to 6, maybe even 7 is going to be your sweet spot. But all the storms are going to be moving west, and that's going to be the trend as we head through the weekend. Again, not seeing anything too out of the ordinary, but again, we could see a thunderstorm on the stronger side as we head through your Saturday afternoon. Some of these storms could also linger a little bit later as well, but I don't think they're going to be lingering until about midnight. I think timing is going to stick very similar to what we saw today, maybe even things firing up a little bit later on from what we did see from those more hard-hitting storms. But that's the timing of what we can see for tomorrow. But as a lot of people are going to be also spending our beautiful Florida weather out at the beaches as well. Let's take a look at your beach forecast. I saw a couple folks living in Daytona, so if you do have plans for the beaches, here you go. Water temperature, mid-80s. That's what I'm talking about there, folks. Going to be seeing that moderate rip current risk, so if you are planning on getting in the water, make sure you are swimming near a lifeguard. I can't stress that enough. And then also on the flip side, making sure if you do hear any thunder, get inside as quick as possible. That I cannot stress enough. But for the next 7 days, again, we are in the heart of the rainy season, and that's how it's going to stay. We are going to keep those rain chances high through the weekend and slowly tapering off a little bit, taking a look at next week. But overall, we're going to continue to see those rain chances staying high for sure, at least through the next 7 days. How are we doing on time? Looks like 45 right now, so we got about 10 more minutes to talk. Let's take a look at some cameras right now, because I just looked up at our SunTrust West camera, and that is looking beautiful out there. And that's also a good segue from why we're going to be seeing such vibrant sunsets coming up in the next couple of days. Brandy, we'll take a look at Disney in a second, because I'm also thinking on going to Disney on Monday. But first, I do want to take a look at our SunTrust West camera, because we have a gorgeous sunset happening out there right now, even after the storms have finally moved through. Oh, excuse me, it's our SunTrust North camera. Hey, there we go. Yeah, just look at that. And you can also just see a rain shaft off in the distance. You can see all those gorgeous oranges. And if you do have any sunset photos, definitely let us know. Brandy, we'll put a pin on that question for a second, but we will definitely get to that for sure. Let's get through the weekend first. So we talked a little bit about Saturday. We talked about that timing of those storms. And Brandy, let's talk about Monday. We'll see how far this goes out. Oops, there we go. Here we go. So we're going to continue to see those storms through Saturday, picking up at about 2, really impacting the theme parks, probably between 2 and 5 p.m. So luckily things should start to quiet down before any fireworks get underway. So that's good news right there. Taking a look at Sunday, more of the same, going to be seeing those storms popping up, possibly a little bit earlier, so watching about 1, 2 o'clock over the I-75 corridor. Things going to continue to fire up, and then finally start to quiet down, headed into the overnight hours. And then Monday, Brandy, this is for you, for your Disney forecast. Seeing those storms pop up along the I-75 corridor about 2, 3 o'clock. And probably staying scattered, but I would definitely keep your eyes on the forecast between probably 5 and 8 p.m. But looks like the morning looks good. It's once we head into the late afternoon hours, then you're going to need to keep your eyes to the sky. I think that's a little far out. We'll definitely pinpoint it a little bit further this weekend when we do another one of these little chats. So, but of course, watch TJ in the mornings in order to get a better idea of your Disney forecast. TJ always does a theme park forecast, and when I can fit it in the evenings, Sunday night, definitely watch as well at 10 p.m. if you have the chance. So what we're going to continue to see are those storms. We talked about those rain chances already, but what I'm focused on are those 4th of July plans, because of course we're going to keep those rain chances high all through next week. And of course, we're already talking about 4th of July being on a Friday. So taking a look at that long weekend, we can see right here, and let me actually back this up a day too. There we go. So looking at Friday specifically for 4th of July, it's going to be hot and humid, seeing those afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms, of course. And then that's going to continue all through the weekend as well. So definitely, if you do have any outdoor plans, no need to really cancel them quite yet. However, once we get a little bit closer, we'll definitely be able to pinpoint those 4th of July plans away. I can't believe how quickly June has gone by. I feel like it just started. But also, speaking of June and the start of June, that was the first day of hurricane season. So as we transfer over to the tropics, we did have our first invest of the season. And something I do want to check before I show this graphic right here. The National Hurricane Center update usually updates at 8 o'clock. And it still looks the same. So we're going to keep it here. That's the tough thing about this stream. You got to make sure you check everything before you show. And it looks like 30%. That's what I got here. Okay, so for our tropics news today, we do have another blob in the Gulf. So with this is the first invest of the 2025 season. So this is Invest 91L. This is just a low pressure system of storms that they're watching that has the potential in order to become some sort of tropical entity. So what we're seeing right here, this cluster of thunderstorms over the Yucatan Peninsula, this is going to continue to roll into the southeastern Gulf or the Bay of Campeche. And this is what's going to have a 30% chance of some sort of development in the next 7 days. Tropical wave is possible. It could have that very low and slow development, so being a tropical depression. And while I'm thinking of it real quick, storms just don't start off as that tropical storm. It kind of needs to build up a little bit more. So as we do take a look at the lifespan of a tropical storm, if I can find it quick enough, it definitely takes some time, and it definitely takes the right conditions as well. So right now, this is a cluster of thunderstorms. It's a low pressure system, so it's kind of in this organized low. So it's not quite that tropical storm strength. It's kind of in between this disorganized cluster of thunderstorms and this tropical low. That's what usually in between here is where they call it an invest. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here at the moment. So this cluster of thunderstorms that's starting to gain that organization, slowly starting to possibly move into an area where it could pick up a little bit more. And that's exactly where we're seeing those warmer ocean waters and what models are suggesting ever so slightly. So with an invest, this is also the first time that we get spaghetti models of the season. So here's our Fox weather model right here. Let's play this low and slow. So this is heading into the rest of the evening, taking a look at Saturday, possibly losing its circulation because it's moved over the land. It's cut off from that very warm ocean water. So it's possibly going to disorganize before it kind of gets its act together a little bit more, ever so slightly. But I think this thing is really just going to stay that disorganized cluster of thunderstorms, because as soon as it taps into that ocean water, it may pick up a little bit of strength, but then it's going to die pretty quickly, because then it moves over Mexico and it completely loses its organization. So I personally don't have a whole lot of hope that this thing is going to get further than a tropical depression. However, it's going to still bring in a lot of rain along Mexico. And if we look at the spaghetti models right here, this is the latest for that. We can see most of those tracks bring it directly off the coast of Mexico. However, one of those tracks do bring it up into Texas, and that could also bring in some heavy rain into Texas as we take a look ahead. And this is like 5-7 days down the line. So going to be watching these spaghetti models very closely. But again, seeing gorgeous sunsets over our region, and we're going to continue to see those very vibrant sunsets as well. Again, our SunTrust West camera looking absolutely gorgeous out there. We'll take another look at that. Yeah, just look at those oranges and reds. And that basically all has to do with the light refracting off of material that's in the atmosphere. So when the light bends in a certain way. If we just have a normal sunset, atmosphere is crystal clear, we see just those very nice like pastel oranges and pastel reds. We're going to be seeing deep reds and deep oranges over the next couple of days, and that is due to the Saharan dust that's in the atmosphere. So heads up, allergy sufferers like me, get on your allergy meds because things are definitely going to be rough the next couple of days. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm a little raspy right now. But that is because of that dust that's going to be in the air this weekend. But those sunsets are going to be gorgeous. Another good thing about the Saharan dust is that it keeps our tropics activity really at bay. So fingers crossed this dust will work its magic, and whatever is possibly brewing in the Bay of Campeche is going to be almost buffered by all of this dust that we're seeing moving in. And we're going to see a couple rounds. This is round one that's moving in this weekend. We're going to see another plume roll in next weekend, and possibly one more taking a look even the weekend after. And again, we have a lot of Saharan dust that's just going to follow this flow into the Gulf for at least a little while. So quick tropics check, and then we'll take one last look at your forecast with the 7-day. We had Andrea earlier on this week. That was name number 1. So now the next name on the list is going to be Barry. And as we do take a look of, now that we're ending off June and heading into July, where are the zones that we really take a look at? Because we see warmer water starting to interact with a lot of the atmosphere as well. And so where we're seeing now that warmer water is, of course, in the Gulf, along the eastern coast, as well as now starting to see a couple of pockets within the Caribbean. But something that we're seeing is extremely warm water in the Gulf, extremely warm water along the Atlantic, but we're kind of seeing this tongue of like cooler water in the central part of the Atlantic. So that's definitely also on top of the Saharan dust that's also in the atmosphere being more hostile. It's very much a Goldilocks effect of everything kind of needs to be in this range in order for something tropical to form. And we're not just quite there yet. So we'll definitely keep an eye on the tropics for you for sure. But we got a long way to go in hurricane season. We are here just at the end of June, almost beginning of July. And the peak of our hurricane season is September 10th. We got a couple minutes left, so let's get you to your 7-day to really map out what's in store for the weekend and the start of the work week. Or as Brandy wrote in, she is going to be heading to Disney. So Brandy, here is your Disney forecast. Looking at just those widespread scattered showers and thunderstorms. Very typical Florida afternoon weather, with the exception of that impact day. Let's take that off real quick because that's not supposed to be on there. With the exception of that impact day, very much rinse and repeat forecast of seeing those widespread scattered showers and storms. And of course, taking a look ahead towards 4th of July, going to be seeing much more of those storms continuing to pick up, but again, things possibly looking a little bit more scattered as we see some drier air possibly tapping into the region. Well, everyone have a wonderful and safe weekend. Again, if you hear any thunder, make sure you get inside because we are going to be seeing a lot of those thunderstorms pick up over the next 2 days, and that's going to continue into the start of the work week. But have a great weekend, have a safe weekend, and tune in next time for our Fox Weather Extra. Have a great one, everybody.